and welcome. I'm Cecilia Omaogbe. Suo Chapele. I believe most of you must have heard that name. She is a chief. She is a doctor, not a medical doctor. You know when I mean doctor in terms of honorary and all that. PhD? Not really. Okay, she will be with me today. We'll be talking about the 1X woman she plays, she leads. She is the brand ambassador of 1xBet. And so she will be dwelling more on this. But if you really want to know this lady, let me give you a little gist about her. She's the first Pidgin sports commentator we have in Africa. Yes, she started it all when she did a lot of Pidgin commentaries for FIFA, basketball, and of course for CAF. So please welcome Chief Dr. Suo Chapele.
Okay. that word is plenty. Thank you.
It's good to have you.
Thank you very much. CC on board.
Yes. All right, so let's start from the beginning. I know so many girls actually want to go into sport. Some want to play, some want to be on the other side. I mean, like us. When I mean on the other side, like us. But you went into it. How did it start for you?
Oh, first of all, I think it's a dream having to sit in this space with you. Fun fact, most people don't know, we went to similar schools. In fact, same school, Uniben. And you were one of the thought leaders. I didn't really know you well in English and literature, but when I got to see you win an award, Best Sports Person for the year, and you kicked everybody's behind, that was the first time I saw a woman do so well in that space. So first is a dream. I love this for us, and it plays well into she plays, she leads. I feel like my story is like every other young lady who has passed through the sports echelon. Mine, I stumbled into it. A lot of us stumbled into it. We didn't plan to start off from this space, but we stumbled into it. I have 11 brothers. I had 11 brothers. And my parents had to find a way to make sure that our waka was coordinated. So every weekend, they had to share us out. Those that were going for tennis, those that were going to basketball, those that were following Popsy to... It was Warri. This was early 90s, late 80s. So I just was growing up in this space, a smorgasbord of a lot of sports experience that when I became a mom officially, that's when I found the opportunity at the sports radio Brila FM in Lagos, you know, to delve into that. And I started with Pidgin with them. They were the only ones that took a chance on me because most times people felt like female cannot talk sports. I tried it in a way, I was not accepted. I tried it in Warri, I was not accepted. But when I became a mom and came to Lagos, there was a lot of things to do, and Lagos didn't feel like it was going to accept me as a journalist generally. You know, when you take that time out, no, it be. When you take that time out, they'll be like, now you're back. You're not that fresh again. Yeah. So I got to hear of an opportunity on the radio when I went to drop my son, and I went for the audition. It was my son's first birthday. I went there, and there were like over 700 people. And there was English and there was Pidgin. And I had a background in English already. And I was always doing English for a lot of stuff for media. But the queue for the Pidgin was shorter. So, Baba, I jumped queue. I spoke. And I've always been able to, I don't know, for some reason, articulate where I am at the time. So I was like, bros, it was Ayo Dada, I think that was the one leading the queue. I was like, bros, today now my son's birthday. I don't cook banga, I don't cook everything, bros. Just let me do this thing. Let me clear. And they just gave me, okay, you know what? Today's your son's birthday, first birthday, you came here. Oh yeah. And then they gave me a script. And I think Matthew Edafe was one of those that were in the midst that day for Brilla. And they gave me a script. They said, oh yeah, read this script, do it in Pidgin and drop it. I begin to translate script in Pidgin.
It was written in...
But it was written in English. By the time they brought the paper out and checked it, they're like, are you sure it's the same script that we gave everybody that you are using? I didn't realize that it was something that was natural to me. Storytelling was already refined thanks to English and literature. Yes. But the whole sports environment, I played at one time, I did stuff at one time, one or the other. And, you know, I didn't know I was... Talking sports. It was your first time. I didn't know that it was in me. So it was when I did that and when I saw our standard, they were at what I could do easily. At the time, they said it was only Nedu that could read in Pidgin. Like, and see a script in English and just go on in Pidgin and not in sport. So I didn't know it was a special skill. It had moments, and I'm always grateful for those moments because if people didn't give me the chance, the opportunity, the whole experience that I had wouldn't have come up together.
Yeah, talking about opportunities, I mean, I saw this. I mean, there's a reason why I called you chief doctor. I mean, this is special because how did this come about, becoming the first woman in Urobo, Delta State, to have a chieftaincy title like this in 100 years? That's special.
I inherited my father's title, and that's a big deal. That's still a big deal for me. It was a way for me to extend his legacy. Yeah. It felt like the good parts that I remembered was going to go. And my king of blessed memory just died, and we're about to do his burial. Ovie Delekpe, of blessed memory. He felt like I showed courage to step up and say I wanted to go at, trying to inherit this title. I had support, I had the dissents as usual, but I was reminded that Urobo women have always been resilient. Whether it's Alaja or Unya or Oluworo. Our women have been very big in being industrial and, taking space and taking leadership.
There's this popular saying in Delta State, especially Urobo community, that the women takes care of the men.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Okay, that's a fact.
It's good. And it has its sides too, because also women need to be taken care of. So, but one thing I'm appreciative of is the custodians of culture that felt like, you know what, our culture is dying and we need oral literature. We need somebody, even if she doesn't speak the language, she's connected to us, she's about us. Let's raise her up. Again, support systems, mentorships from places I didn't expect from the cultural end. And, it worked for me. And I'm very grateful. It's been 4 years roughly now. And I don't take that privilege for granted.
I mean, that's a huge impact. And talking about the support system and talking about mentorship and talking about things that the girl child needs to dream about. You visualize some things. Sometimes it doesn't really happen. Now, let's talk about the reason why you're here. I mean, when you walked in, I saw that cap.
Oh, this little thing. This little thing.
This is big. This is not just little. But I know there's what this is all about. So tell us, what is this all about? I know it's a process that has been on for a long, long time. I've saw it on social media. So tell us, what is 1X Woman?
What 1X Woman. About? I like that you're asking this because it's like I've been waiting all my life to speak on issues like this. And one thing that being a brand ambassador for 1X helped me realize is that their approach to sports entertainment has always been you being the expert, you taking ownership of what you know. And this year, I noticed that there was a big gap between those that know, those that want to do it, and the level they want to be at. And looking at the field we are in, we are one of the few women in 60 that still managed to be here in 10 years. Consistency in this sports coverage and sports industry for women is very, very limited. Why? Because there's so many gender roles that we are supposed to be filling up and the pressure is crazy. Lack of mentorship, lack of understanding that, I'm skilled, I know it, but I need to elevate. How do I do it on a global level?
And then the resources is for you to continue.
The resources, my sister.
Too many of us who started together, they pulled out.
They pulled out
because they couldn't anymore because of, the support system is really not there.
I love that you say that because I had to dig because sometimes you feel like maybe it's just in my head. And, research will tell you that in the past 5 years alone, most of the women in our region, whether it's West Africa, Maghreb, South Sub-Saharan or whatnot, over 50% of the ladies that started in sports have already moved into other industries.
PRO and everything.
Comms manager. Some of them are lecturers. Some of them are doctors. Hello, Sarafina, by the way. Or doctors in making. And for me, that blew my mind. Because I'm like, this is an industry that's thriving everywhere. The returns are coming out from multiple spaces across. This is where the momentum should be. Why is it dwindling down? And, I had to go and check. I was like, how do people receive us here? Those of us that cover sports, they tell you that you are too manly. Man will not go marry you. All those kind of bias. And, for 1X Woman, we are about celebrating what is. We want to bridge the gap. Because if it took me this long to get here, and you this long to get here, with all the grits, all the gra-gra, imagine what would happen if a young lady who's interested in covering sports, as a teenager, as a young adult, as a woman, even as a woman who has handled certain fields already, that decides that, I have a thing for chess. I want to go and do that thing that Amakaya is doing. Let me go and see what's up. I think I can package some. You begin to trust in your abilities, trust in your knowledge. So we are here to bridge the gap. We have noticed the gap in mentorship. We want to bridge it. We have noticed the gap in knowledge, ability to access it, like you mentioned. We want to bridge it. We have noticed the gap in financial abilities, for instance. So we want to bridge it. We've noticed a gap in celebrating what is, which is, for instance, an award that celebrates women covering sports, not just the athletes, but the back end and the front end. We want to bridge it. It seems ambitious, but that's one thing that the brand I'm with, One Expert, is known for. They're ambitious. So they always try to do things in ways that people don't expect. And we're taking this challenge on because we know it's important. If you raise a woman, you raise a nation.
Yes.
So if you raise 4 women only, just from this first edition, imagine what will happen. Another Sisi, another Chief Suo, another Tiger, another Sarafina, another Fatil. I mean, they will be all over the place. And we feel like the ecosystem will benefit of it when women are enterprising and get the support.
Yeah.
I mean, everywhere is too.
So, I mean, the young girl that is watching this, I mean, how can she actually participate in it? How can she be a part of this? How does she, say, okay, you know what, I visualize that. I want to be like Suo here. So how will she come in?
Oh, that's such a great question because for us, it's not just online or offline, it's also online. And the first stage of what we're rolling out with the 1X Women She Plays, She Leads campaign is simply this online activation. Our role for this first stage is to get online. So even if you're not here in Lagos, for instance, you can catch us anywhere in the world. Right. I'm sure some of you watching now, you're watching from places that are not here in Lagos, but you are still tapping the Rema from wherever you are. So we want to share stories from the Instagram. I'll be doing Instagram lives, a series of Instagram lives. We'll be sharing stories and we'll be giving what do I call it? Exclusive 1X woman boxes.
Okay.
Now, each box is unique in itself, and when we roll out these questions, this story sharing exercises, we hope that you will tap in from wherever you are in the world, as a Nigerian woman especially, and tap in, and you will get moment to moment, activation to activation. So whatever you can catch, if it's the knowledge sharing, if it's the storytelling. I mean, Sisi, I just shared the story when we say, I see you. Now you inspire me. You join inspire me. Now, nobody knows what's inspiring you. Nobody knows what challenges you've been having. You are among people that understand and want to help. Yeah.
Want to help. Thank you so much for that. So.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome.
Let's go on a very short break. We'll be back. Welcome back. You've heard from Suo talking about how you can connect with 1X Woman. Now, this isn't about a beauty contest or maybe like a show, but then this is about a spirit of courage, what you intend to do to ensure that you can be a part of this program. If you play sports or you're a coach or you dream of creating something special or want to help others, so the 1X Woman initiative is actually for you. How do you participate in this? You can visit 1xwoman.com. You will see the application form, the workshop calendar, the grant, and everything you need to do. Just go to the website and you will see so much more about this. So you see stories of women, actually different women telling their stories, how they became who they are today. And of course, 1X Woman is actually there to help you achieve all this. And the special thing is, it is free. Yes, it is free because investing in you is not just a cost. It's a decision that 1Xbet decided to come up with. And that's why so many women will be benefiting from the 1X Woman. She plays, she leads. So, shaping the future, the decision to actually do a whole lot of things. And so many people have been asking questions. They're key questions from the audience. And this is about how you came into this job, which we've talked about earlier. But the number one I'm going to pick from here, because we have to select the most powerful ones, the ones that came straight from the heart. How do you stay motivated when there is no support from home or friends?
Ooh, that's a very good question. Every person, whether you're a guy or a woman, you must have asked yourself that question. For me, that's probably one of the reasons why I'm very big on the She Plays, She Leads. Because it's all about celebrating these moments when you asked for permission, or maybe they didn't even give you permission, but you acted anyway. You understood why you came. There's a line I always tell my people, my family. I'll tell them that we are all lights, imole. You have to know where your light deactivates. And if you know where your light activates, you always should have a moral compass or an internal compass to know where you should be and where your spirit they align. And this is why. Because when you're in a space where they are not giving you the tools to shine, or the accolades or the guidance you need or the platform you need to explore. It dims your lights.
Yes.
You feel like you don't have quality, you don't have stuff. So a lot of us, we don't know where we're supposed to be. And for me, you always know how to guide yourself if you know why you started.
Okay.
Why did you start? I asked myself that question this morning. Why am I doing this thing I'm doing? Why am I doing this job I'm doing? And when I understand that, oh, I'm doing it because there are folks who are there that are doing sports that deserve to be seen and have their stories told. There are voices who should be shown. When we came up, we were only seeing Caucasians on the big screen, and it felt like there was no place for the Flojos, there was no place for the Shakaris, there was no place for the Amusons, and there was no place for people like us. So for me, it's representation. The first time I saw Chisomo Bonu Ezioke, 2010 World Cup, she did cover match. She was pregnant with dreads, and she sat in the midst of men, and I stood in that NRA junction in Warri. Then Udwaga had this big TV, that one that we used to watch free match when things they happen. I stand. Okada almost jammed me 2 times. I was crying. I'm emotional like that. I'd never seen a woman in the fullness of her pregnancy handle business in sports on such a stage. Yeah. So why did I start?
People needed to see that, and that was one of your motivation.
My sister.
Okay.
That took me out of Warri. That catapulted me into getting more jobs, to run to radio school, to buy another phone, and use then it was BlackBerry Boat 2. I had to find ways because I wanted to be someone like a Chisom, so that some girl that feels like all our road is tied finds a way or a channel to, shine. And that's why One X Woman is a big deal, because it's a platform, it's a network. Every voice matters. Okay. If I'm doing it in Pidgin, there's a young lady, Olori Sports, who does it in Yoruba. There's another young lady in Uyo who does it in fantastic Efik and mixes it. Are you telling me their voice don't matter?
It does.
It matters.
I completely agree with you on that. When you know that there's something you started and you go back and then you want to stop and you look at how you started, so it keeps you...
It helps inform your decisions.
And so how do you...
Let me just say this while we are on it, because a lot of times when we do stuff like this, people think it's always about the career choices and whatnot.
It's not.
But for One X Woman, it's a 360 thing, because we understand that, and 9 they wash hand. It's the consistent choices you make. It's the culture that you create or you debunk or you propagate. And that's what we are. It's platform, a network for women who want to change the culture, change the narrative, who want to celebrate. In fact, you don't even know you are changing it already until you open your mouth and you be like, wow, you are the actual first. Wow, you are more of us. Wow. So that's what we are about. We celebrate it. So for me, if you ask me again, I say this again because I'm very passionate about it. If you ask me, why am I doing this? Is because if we don't do it, who will?
Yeah.
Who will?
Okay, you have more to come. So there's this one. I love this one. It says, what tools or apps help you to organize your time and life? We have so many of them. Nike Training, Analyze, CapCut, and all of them. So tell me about it.
You go and use the free one first, especially those of you that are using Apple. And like I said, start from where you are. I started with InShot, for instance. InShot, now you say, carry me, you say, cut. These days I use CapCut, and they use Premiere Pro. For those of you that are into audio, Adobe Auditions and whatnot. There are the versions that you can use for those that are about TV or visual capturing. And those of you that are about audio capturing, there's those as well. And you know what? The beautiful thing of this age that we are in now is that, Baba, get under your WhatsApp or whatever. Ask the question to your AI. That's what you use AI for, not for your use the AI. Ask the AI, and they'll tell you these are the ones that are free in this season. It helps. At least I've been using that in this period that I don't want to be spending so much on subscriptions. So, which free apps can get me this? It will just give you a list. Baba, go and download. Use it for 1 week before expiration date. Clear and move. Don't say I didn't help you.
Okay, I'm not taking that one, but we need to go on a break. She has 3 more questions to answer. Welcome back. So Suo has been talking about some of the things that made her who she is. She has answered some questions. I told her we have more on it. I remember what she said before we went on a break, whereby you can actually, register for an app. Before they ask you to pay, you go out. Please don't do that, because people who have designed that app, they need their
I'm speaking
money.
to the students. I'm speaking to the undergraduate that don't have money, but they want to use the big ones.
So look for the free ones and then use that. It will definitely help you to be a social media person and have a big social media presence. You have so many things you can actually do with that when it comes to sports. Okay, now, I said we have more questions for you. How do you deal with criticism online or in terms of where you aren't taken seriously?
Oh.
Yes.
Let me do it two-pronged. If you're not being taken seriously, in a space, that means that space, you go try. You have to make sure that you exhaust all, especially for ladies that work in corporate organizations. Corporate organizations have, steps to everything. So if you follow the steps, due diligence, maybe you go after the story, you follow up, do your part. In all things, babes, do your part. So when you do your part, and you be like, they're still thinking I'm a joke. It has happened to me a lot of times. So what a lot of employers did, that they used to suck away life, your most creative years, is make you feel like you have to prove. They don't give you the accolades. Oh, nice job, great initiative, you did well. Oh, you need something extra, take so you can fire on. We didn't get a lot of that kind of support. I didn't get a lot of that coming up. So I had to be my own supporter. I had to tell myself, well done. As I carry that 50K, I go settle family food. Oh yeah, that remaining 5K, it go last me. Sometimes I lasted with 7,000 naira. How did I do it? I don't even know till now. But that's the enterprise we're celebrating, which she leads. We're celebrating the women that are gritty, that don't say no or take no, especially when they feel the fire they burn for their belly. Those ones that find a way to make a way. When they know their source, they know why they are doing it. Yeah. Do I want to tell that story? Do I feel like I have a unique take on that story? I mean, I use Pidgin to cover presidential election and other elections and whatnot. Now, Pidgin, I tell you, stay waka, the world, all the continents I don't see. Pidgin, not even the English maybe say I sit down write exam for. Life is crazy. So you cannot let anybody make you feel like you are not entitled. When we started, I was called upstart. They go tell you, say, you are too ras. But see, now the world is coming into where I was. And I was fighting alone. And that's how it is for a lot of you that are watching, that feel like, nobody will come to me. Nah, my style, the way I do it is... Not they think, just do them. Yeah. Just do them. If they not let you do them for their go where you go do them. As long as you are keeping to the rules of the game, you are fine. Stay consistent. Now, for those that...
Criticism online. Hey, yeah, that's big, really.
That one, I get therapists too. In other words, you get a therapist. Not just my pastor that I preach to or my pastor that I talk to. We are not kids again. This is 2025. Therapy is expensive. So in places like Lagos State, the Lagos State government, they provide it. Thursday, if I'm not fit, I go try and reach out as much as I can to my therapist. Because it's kind of, I say women take a lot of pain, but we don't know how to let it channel out in, creative ways, in positive ways, so that it doesn't choke you. It chokes us. So you have to learn how to let it out. Get into a sport. A friend, Debola will come anywhere when she goes. She'll either go do gym or paddle. She'll pick a sport. She'll do it. Me, every time I move, there's always a basketball or swimming suit or a volleyball in any of my devices. Why? Because I need to burn that energy out and let it out. So when you face criticism, you have to power down. I had one very nasty one last year. I powered down. It made me realize how to set my boundaries again, whether you are friends, family, or colleagues. I was very thankful because that's when I started understanding that the power of mentorship, even mentorship from afar, people that you don't see face to face that have you in good mind. You should learn to listen. Not everything you let sit in your spirit, but when they criticize you, sometimes they might actually be right. Not every criticism is, because we don't like you. It's constructive. In the place of criticism online, I have gotten constructive criticisms, and I've gotten the ones that try to break my spirit. And when they try to break my spirit, thankfully, I had a shrink. Thankfully, I had friends. I had a network of people. It took a while, but we are here. We are still balancing. Just don't move funny. Don't trigger me.
All right. What was your biggest failure, and how did you grow from that? I think this is the final question from our audience.
I don't know if I'll call it failure. I think I take it as a lesson learned. Still learning it.
Okay.
Giving myself away so freely. You know, a lot of us women, we give ourselves away so freely. Before you even value waiting yourself be. That's why the 1X Woman Project. I always keep looking at it. She plays, she leads. It's very important because it tells you you have value. And when you know your value, you know go give your pearl to pigs. Over the years, even in my personal, especially my personal, because my personal always affects my career and whatever, I give myself away so easily. I trust my vulnerabilities. Oh, just because we have passed through certain experiences, I'll then open up in certain ways by opportunities and whatnot. No matter the sphere, I have learned that don't give yourself away so freely. If they don't serve you like Nadal, ping. Don't go and give them like Federer, pong. Because you just be serving.
Yeah.
You'll be giving Serena. Whereas the woman, he got to take you. As he collect time, he won't find where he say he want to flatline you. You know?
Take it out,
so
stay on the baseline and dish it out.
Bro,
and
so assist rather. So you hold yourself in grace. And if they not give you that aura, not go give them. Match aura for aura. Yes, that's it.
Interesting. Thank you so much for sharing all this. I believe those girls watching, or even a guy, if you're watching, you would have learned a lot from these experiences that she talked about, especially when it comes to a place where you're not wanted, you actually know what to do. Oof. And of course, that's why One X Woman is actually there for you. She plays, she leads, teaching you everything you need to know as a woman, especially when you want to embrace, your career as a coach, as an anchor, maybe as a player or whatever you want to do.
As a content creator. Hey guys, it's Alawa.
Because it's the digital age we are talking about right now. No, so some of these experiences that you share, we've had conversation about, about strength, about having the will to want to do certain things, about having that support system. And then, of course, when you mentioned One X Woman, and I talked about the fact that what happens to those who actually can access them online. Yes, we know we have a website. They have a website, onexwoman.com, where you can go and see all these initiatives, see all the stories that can motivate you, and of course, the mentorship program, and also the different grants, sponsorship that you can, avail yourself the opportunity to be a part of it.
Oh, yeah. And also the awards. Okay. Because women, we're not used to collecting our accolades. This one now, every field. Whether you are in the photojournalism, in the back end, in the front end, we want to celebrate you. Because I believe that we're all worth celebrating. Yeah. I've been doing this for 11 years. You've been doing it longer. And there are so many others that have done it for so long and have hidden in the shadows because they're not so used to being celebrated. So we are culminating this whole exercise for this particular campaign this year with an award ceremony in September. And I would love that the women interested in sports, and even not, as long as you're interested in women doing well, please tap into this. And we can't do this without our, allies. I'm talking about the men. So for you that's listening, whether you are online or offline, be aware that you need to tap into the 1xBet platforms. Follow it. Set your notifications. Follow me at official Suo, official SUO on all social media platforms, especially for Instagram. And guess why? Because we're not just giving away things, we're giving away access. We're giving away grants. Grants, me say, in my local parlance, no agree. Let's not play with that. Money is important. 1xBet, no say, if money not the woman hand, she know if he cook better soup. So, guys, getting on it, we're not just talking, it is networking, it is platforming, it is making sure that not be cho-cho-cho, you self will show working. So, get on it. We'll be doing activations back to back. The ones you can come in real time in Lagos and other spaces, come true. If you can't, tap into the flow, the flow of things, because we're also rewarding guys that are online, ladies online, that are engaging, that are asking questions, that are following processes. Register so that you won't say that they didn't look my... Just register. We don't need to know your tribe, as long as you are over the ages of 18, especially for people like me. As long as you are a kid, even if you are in your 16s and whatnot, and you're interested in covering sports in certain ways, register. It's all kosher and it's all good. We want to take you to the next level.
Talking about taking it to the next level, you all know that you don't have to be perfect to lead. All you need to do is to be yourself. Beautiful. And once you're able to do that, the support system is there. So you can follow our 1xBet on Instagram and all other social media platforms. Of course, the different initiatives that they're bringing in, you will be able to know about it. And that also will help you to lead. So
I beg, now the last one be this. I just want to say this is not the first time that they do something for women like this. And I want to say I'm very proud to actually be a brand ambassador, not just for 1xBet, but for this project, 1X Woman, because in truth, a lot of us have tried to put this together. Sisi, you are part of a group of women that we've tried to make things happen on multiple ways or in multiple ways for the women in Nigeria that cover sports. And we know how difficult and how how much of a uphill climb it is. So I'm very pleased that a brand that shouldn't even be bothered with stuff like this took it upon themselves, not just as a charity, not just as, let's just do it, to actually put boots on the ground. I have the assurance that this can change lives. I've seen the work that they've done in the grassroots. The community cup, the 1X Cup that we do in Lagos, is the 3rd year that we're running it, and they're doing it. And it's changing lives. I've seen it change lives. So I want you to be part of it. Babe, come, make we see where we go with this journey.
Where are we going to in this journey? So many initiatives. So if anything you've heard today actually made you change your mind, or you learned 1 or 2 things, that's already a beginning, and that's already a win for us. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Cecilia Omogbe, and so thank you so much.